Hey, this is Ben from PowerWF. We've just released PowerWF Studio 2.0, and I'd really like to show you the app. We're really proud of what we've done. We think you're going to like this. So let's jump right in. Alright, so here's my PowerWF Studio. And the first thing you're going to notice right away is there's a brand new pane over here, the Help pane. And currently we've got selected the canvas, and so that's what we're looking at the help for. We could scroll through our toolbar and find our toolbox and find something to look at. And you'll see that changes based on what we've got selected. In fact, let's take a look at one pretty familiar to everybody, get process. Let's take a look at that. It includes the examples that you'd see if you didn't get help from the PowerShell command line and the parameter information. Here's probably the coolest part of this feature is if you find an example you like, let's say this one for example, there are these three buttons here. You can create a new workflow or insert this example into your workflow. So let's just click the insert button. It brings up this dialog, the PowerShell editor dialog. It's a split pane, and the bottom is an actual PowerShell prompt, which you can do whatever, or this editor here at the top, which you can play what's there to make sure that it does what you think it does before you hit OK. Once you're happy that this PowerShell line of script does what you want it to do, just hit OK, and immediately we'll create the workflow onto your canvas and paste that in there. So that's a very, very cool feature. Now, if you already know what it is you want, what PowerShell you want to put in there, you can just click on the PowerShell button here at the top and type it in. So I'll do a pretty simple example. I do a lot. Top 5 processes based on CPU utilization. We'll hit OK, and there's that pipeline. We can hit play right away and look at this. Look at the output here in the output window. All right, you see there we go. Let's take this a step farther. Let's take that first 5 and parameterize that so that the workflow itself takes an input parameter, which gets bound down to that first 5. So we can change how many things. So just right-click on the activity, create input parameter. It's the first item in the list there. We'll go down and select first because that's the property that we're promoting. And we'll leave all this information the same: the name, the help text, and even the default value, which was the value that we'd already set. We'll say finish. Now when we hit the start button, it should prompt us for that value. And it does. So we can change it for this run to 2. You'll see it runs the same script, but this time has 2 things in the output. That's pretty cool. Just like before, we can deploy this workflow to any of our places. I'll show you a couple places right now. We'll deploy to a console app. It popped up on my other screen and bring it over. Here it is. So again, we have the input parameter bound to that dash first. You see we write the help text and everything. So that's creating an executable out of this workflow. Let's deploy this to a commandlet as well. So we'll leave this default, get verb, get test. We'll just hit build. We'll launch our PowerShell. So now we have a get test, and that get test has that parameter first, which we can specify. So, see, that got promoted there. It includes the description that we set, the name of the parameter, everything comes in just like you'd expect it to work. So there's no easier way to create a PowerShell commandlet snap-on module than to use PowerWF. We can deploy to a number of other places, but this is really a good start to looking at the product, looking at PowerWF. Thank you for looking at the product. Please download it. There's a 30-day free trial on every version. Go to PowerWF.com, get this, and tell us what you think. Again, thanks so much for watching the video and using the product.